What is good? What's good? What's up, everybody? Back with another Avenger stream as promised, and today we're talking about some of the changes we can expect to see in the Traversal update and when exactly that's coming and what all, if they'll bring anything else with that, like what should we expect with that next update. And again, as promised, we're here to talk about it all, and we got more to talk about beyond that. And as you can see, I got the one of the more recent blogs pulled up where they were talking about Beyond 2.7 a little bit. And we're gonna hop in the game and actually look at how Traversal works currently and where things can be improved. How can they improve those things? Are they willing to improve them? Just things like that. So again, appreciate you guys coming through. Make sure to smash that like. It definitely helps support the channel, and I will try to spread as much information as I can while also having some fun, speculating about what they can still do with the game as is. And again, it's it's definitely been a ride with Avengers, and it continues to be a bit of a roller coaster. But I appreciate you guys hanging out with me as we go through the ups and downs with this game that we all love and stick around for. So with that said, let's get to some shout outs. What's up, Kevin Hodges? What's up, Tyson, Bucky Barnes? Man, bro, we are so glad to have you in Avengers, Bucky Barnes. Appreciate you, making an appearance. Some guy, what's good? Rock the Gamer, Victor Hove, Meepa, what's up? Ant DC, Terrence Smalls, Venom, Clintar, what's good? Ty Ray, Fixia, what's good? And everybody else who's popping up in the chat, we got Cito the Lion, what's good? Yeah, guys, it's rough because it's like every time I start up a stream, it's like how where do we go from here? Like what should be the approach to this? Because it's like I know a ton of you guys are like still like deep in like just the expectations for like what you want for the game. Like there are people who still really want a ton of just a ton of content for this game. So it's like Doctor Strange, Scarlet Witch, Captain Marvel, more operations, patrol mode, more consistent updates, better skins, more skins for some of the characters who don't get skins. Give us Spider-Man for other platforms. Give us content for Spider-Man. Give us costumes for Spider-Man. Do something for Spider-Man. It's so much. It's so much stuff that everybody wants for this game, and it's like that's both beautiful and sad at the same time because it's like this game is over 2 years old at this point. So to have so many people still looking for content is definitely a good thing. And it's sad because it just doesn't look like they're going to ever meet that demand, as currently constructed. And what is up to everybody who just hopped in? That boy dude, Zion, as always, Keyman Gaming, Craig, my brother, what's good? And guys, I'm telling you, that little like, clicking that little like button does so much, to support, streamers, videos, all of that stuff on YouTube. Like that definitely supports the channel, and it's 100% free. And I would love you 10% more if you do it. So I appreciate that as always. What's good, Ronnie? How you guys doing? So just jumping into things. Give me 1 sec. Let me adjust this audio on my end for a sec, just so it's not as loud. We can bring OBS up a bit and bring the vibes down to about here. All right, that works. But yeah, guys, So beyond 2.7, everybody, going into 2023, we knew that 2.8 was not going to be another hero update. It wasn't going to be a mission update or anything like that. It's going to be a smaller update that focuses on continuing to, just kind of tune and tweak heroes to make them feel a little better. And what they say specifically is our next update past 2.7 will continue with the ongoing revisions and tune into heroes that we started in 2.6 and continue in 2.7. This ongoing process to continually ensure that each and every hero feels as heroic, as fully heroic as one of Earth's mightiest heroes should. We'll continue releasing more details about 2.7 as we get closer to launch, including Winter Soldier's backstory, first looks at Cloning Lab, outfit reveals, and more. Thanks for journeying with us in Earth's mightiest heroes. So, again, this is back from when, before the Winter Soldier officially dropped. So this was just, showcasing what he looks like, talks about, the voice actor behind him, Scott Porter, and just giving us a first full image, reveal of how the Winter Soldier looks in this game. Got some cool art and everything, but this was the focus. What's coming after 2.7? And again, we want more. Like, people were salty and gutted that we didn't get She-Hulk in time for her show. And then you're hearing, the rumors about how they kind of shifted away from her. They originally outsourced her development, brought it in-house, and then decided to just shelve that until they can, find resources and time into make her more, wholly original. And that no longer seems like that's a thing in the future. Like, that it doesn't seem like that's in the cards. And it's like, again, that sucks. Like, that is 100% just like not what anybody wants to hear, from this game. And unfortunately, that's just where things are right now. We don't know what's coming next in terms of heroes. I forget I had Elden Ring rolling. Give me one sec. Let's hop over into Avengers. But yeah, like, everyone just wants this whole roster, this screen to expand. We want more heroes. We want more to do with these heroes, which I posted a poll earlier today asking players what would they prefer as the last content update for Avengers. So would you prefer to see one last operation focused on like Captain Marvel and the Kree invasion, or would you want them to just go ahead and finish up with patrol mode? One sec. All right. Look like we had a bit of a slowdown right there, but it seems to be fine. Corrupted Vibranium event jumps off this week. I had no, like, I didn't even pay attention to like what was going on with the weekly events and all of that stuff. We got triple XP for Hawkeye again, triple XP for Kate, and we got new skins, of course, which we're gonna talk about skins as well, because it's like, what is going on with that? Like, what does that do? What are you supporting when you buy skins at this point? So if I buy this skin right now, where does those resources go? Because honestly, I don't believe they're going towards, like, a year ago, we were under the impression that supporting, the marketplace is supporting, future development. Right now, it doesn't seem like that. Or it does, like, I can't guarantee that, and there's nothing to really support that right now, in game. Let's go ahead and get those free fragments. But yeah, it's like this, the marketplace, again, while it's the game's only real source of, generating income, it is also one of the game's, most glaring flaws. So it's like, we can go over here. You have a ton of heroes, right? But week to week, we only see skins for a select few. So, you're going to get an Iron Man skin pretty often. Every now and then we get something for Cap. Maybe they'll remember the Hulk. More often than not, they'll circle back around to Thor. They'll even revisit Hawkeye every now and then. But typically, before her show dropped, we weren't seeing anything for Kate Bishop that wasn't like a recolor bundle or something like that. What's up, Dylan? Nothing much. You haven't missed much. We just kind of recapped what the plans are going to be for patch 2.8 going forward. And, that's just going to be a smaller update. making more tweaks and changes to the heroes, and we're gonna hop in game and take a look at how traversal works currently as is, and what some of the changes are, because I heard some interesting things about the plans for traversal that should be rolling out, in the upcoming update. But yeah, it's like Black Widow, they circle back to her every now and then. Kamala, again, they just kind of started, giving her stuff after her MCU debut. Jane, you got a let's see exactly what Jane has. So her most recent thing was they took a helmet off her MCU skin. So you got the helmetless MCU skin. You got one MCU skin, which of course is all she has at the moment. You got her comic skin. You got another comic skin, and that is it. That's what you got for Jane Foster. So it's like comic skins, recolors. Now, again, this is an example of someone who doesn't really have much to offer on either side. Like, you got her Valkyrie skin in the game, you got her iconic skin. It's like there isn't really much else they can do outside of, doing more unique, just like their own designs for her, and that's not something they are doing. Black Panther and Spider-Man, this is the first skin, Black Panther got in I don't know how long. Like, I can't even tell you in how long it's been since he actually got a new skin. And, again, people, probably aren't buying his skins as frequently as the other players or the other heroes. And that honestly could have been because, he wasn't very good. Like, he's fun to play, but he doesn't do a ton of damage, or he wasn't doing a ton of damage until like the 2.6 update. But, Spider-Man, you got nothing from Spider-Man. Like, Spider-Man, this was the last thing we got for him, I believe, or it was either this one or this one. And from there, we haven't gotten anything. It's literally been about a year since we got something for Spider-Man. And again, that sucks. That's tough. Skins are great. What are they doing when we buy them? Like, what is that going towards? Is that helping this game, or is that helping another project? Those are, just the questions you got to ask yourself at this point. All right, let me see. Just adjusting some audio again. But yeah, we're going to hop in and we're going to look at everybody's traversal individually. And because what I'm hearing is they're going to be bringing, one, obviously they're going to make everybody faster. So that's the most important thing most people are looking for. Like, we want to just go faster and we want to be able to run longer. You get what I'm saying? So when Bucky dropped, that was the first glimpse of some of the traversal changes, and I'll switch over to him, just to highlight that. So Bucky has an infinite intrinsic run. So when you're running with Bucky and you're holding down the right trigger, you can run infinitely. It doesn't consume your intrinsic, and it makes you go a ton faster than the basic, sprint. And people enjoyed that. Those were the kind of traversal changes we were looking for and hoping to see, especially for people like Captain America and Black Panther, which, again, that is on the table. That is a big part of the traversal update, allegedly. So how can they make those kind of heroes better, feel faster, feel better without actually breaking the game or just breaking the flow of combat or anything like that? So it's like it's a little more technical than players may think. But yeah, like, this is his basic sprint, right? Pretty much the same as Captain America's. DJ No Good with the sub. Thank you for becoming an Avenger. What's good, New York? How you doing? And this is his intrinsic run. So when you tap that trigger and hold it, you take off a bit. And I'm not really worried about anybody. As you can see, he doesn't like have the ability to run through people like Cap does with his shield. But yeah, like, this dude is just gone. My intrinsic bar isn't being, affected at all. And I can just, zoom around. He's not the Flash or anything like that, but, he's gone. He's making his way downtown. And I'm hearing this could even be a little faster. So this, when the traversal update rolls out, this may even go a bit faster than what it currently does. So that's definitely a welcome change. But there are other people, and the next person I'm going to showcase is someone who desperately needs traversal tweaks, and that's the Hulk. And his tweaks have to be more than just his changes to traversal have to be a little more complex than something like just making Captain America faster or Black Panther run, just giving them an intrinsic run. He needs a little more than everybody else. Did you miss anything? No. So I just talked about how in 2.8 they're going to bring those traversal. In 2.8 they're going to be changing the heroes more similar to what we saw in like 2.6, and the traversal update is expected to drop around that time. But I raised the question of, do we have to wait until a new update, so like 2.8, to see something as simple as tweaks and changes to the traversal? Because essentially you're just making people faster, you're making people fly faster, jump, a little higher or faster and stuff like that. So like right now, this is the Hulk in game. That's his run. This is what you get when you run with the Hulk, and it's like, that's tough, right? And you can jump, and it's like this is what you get with Hulk. And people were not feeling that because they know that the Hulk can be and should be a lot faster and a lot more agile than this. So it's like he should be jumping a lot farther. He has a rage jump, so if you tap rage and jump, he has the rage effect, but it doesn't really do much. Like his animation changes a little bit, maybe. Nope, as I can see there, it doesn't. So he just gets the rage effect when you tap it, all right? And from there, that's it. So his changes, from what I'm hearing, are going to be centered on bringing up his speed. So his speed, something similar to that. If not that itself, so it's like something like that. And possibly an intrinsic jump that does far more than this. So when you see the Hulk going up and away, he's up and away. Like this dude, when you tap that intrinsic, it's going to get crazy. He's not jumping all the way back there off into the background, but it's not going to be that crazy, but it's going to be a lot better than what this is currently. And again, they're updating everybody's traversal. So the flyers, they're going to be faster. Your ground heroes, they're going to be faster. They're going to be doing more. Did you see that War Machine tease with the release of Hawkeye's latest skin? You talking about the comic that they pulled from? Yeah, I caught that. That's I wouldn't put much stock into that. At this point, like I said, I think what they say next is going to be really important, and what we should be looking towards. So what they communicate in their next blog update that actually talks about the game and the future of the game is going to be very important. Because right now, we don't know what's going on. We don't know what's next. We don't know what they have planned next. But when it comes to, just, are there going to be bigger updates? Is there going to be another, massive or sizable content update? That's the kind of stuff people are looking forward to. That's the kind of stuff we want to know. And again, traversal that's small. This is small scale stuff. This isn't, that's not game changing. So it's like, that's going to make the game feel better. That's going to make players enjoy the game a bit more. But that's not really the changes that the game needs for the long term. And that's the kind of stuff we want to hear about in the next blog. So what are your bigger plans for the year going forward? And that's what we need to look out for. So what they communicate in that blog, are they going to address the recent rumors? Are they going to talk about what their actual plans are in comparison to what we're hearing their plans are? Because, of course, the rumor is by the end of this year, that's it. So by the end of 2023, development is done. We're no longer going to update this game. We're going to make things where you can still play it, you can still function and all that stuff, but as far as continued updates, more heroes, more content, stuff like that won't be a thing, allegedly. So if they're going to address that in the next blog, that's important because, again, that lets people know what our expectations should be for the game. But yeah, another person, whose updates are supposed to be interesting is Kate Bishop because, she has a basic sprint, but she can do something no one else can do, and that's the teleporting. And as you can see, she can do it 4 times, right? But you would be a lot better served if you can do that more often. Something like that would be a great change that they could bring to the game that, players could benefit from. So you if you can do it a lot when you activate her ultimate. So you can just get your teleport on, right? You can go up as high as you want until you reach the ceiling. So it's like, if this is just her base, for traversal, and it's like, I know at face value it might seem broken, but it's like we literally don't have anything else at this point. Like there's no real reason not to, because like Hawkeye can literally stay in the sky shooting arrows all day. So it's like, at that point, are we just splitting hairs? Like, does it really matter? So it's like, yeah, this is fine. I got a lot farther, a lot faster than I typically would if I was just doing this or bunny hopping around. Like, that stuff is going to take a while, and that's not fun. Nobody wants to run around hopping around all the time. What's up, 24-bit slammer? What's up, Dylan? Just wondering my thoughts. Who do you think will be the newest hero when there is one? Plus, I remember you said that Miller said there would be 2 new heroes released close together. I don't remember saying that. And if we get a new hero, which again, like at this point, I seriously don't put much stock into what's going on because we haven't heard much, but we will start hearing stuff soon. As I told you guys, we got the 2.7.1, 2.7.2 update right around the corner. So that's dropping next week. We didn't get it this week. It's definitely going to roll out next week, and that's going to bring some of the fixes we were looking for. So like the gear stuff with do I have any of that gear for her? Yeah, I probably don't. Yeah, so I don't have any of that for her. So the gear that you get from Cloning Lab, that the fix for that, because if you scale up your current gear with that, it's not scaling properly, so your stats aren't changing properly. That stuff is being fixed. So let me see. Yeah, so there's gear. So if you go beyond 167, that's not going to scale properly. So your stats just aren't going to go where they're supposed to go when you do that. And that's a fix that's coming in this next update on it should roll out Tuesday. But if you've been following the game, you know that when they do small updates like that, or any update, they also include things that's not included in like the patch notes and things like that. And that's where the data mining side of things come in. So people like Miller go behind the scenes into the game files and find the things that aren't announced and that they're not going to promote ahead of release. So like you find new skins, you can find updates to like what are they working on behind the scenes. Like he's been telling us, hey, I've seen some updates to stuff like patrol mode. I've seen evidence of join in progress being a thing. I've seen evidence of Ultron being updated. What's up, Void? Sorry, was at work. What happened? So the Traversal update is going to be rolling out, either by 2.8 or, sometime in between, and from what I'm hearing, the changes are going to be pretty interesting. You're going to see some pretty interesting changes with Traversal. Some people, they need more than others. So like Spider-Man, he's pretty much fine. If at best they can, if they want, they can tweak his speed or something like that. But relatively, Spider-Man's traversal is fine. He can get around just fine. Like he's the fastest person in the game currently. No competition. And like this isn't the focus of the problem. The focuses should really be the Hulk. So improving the Hulk. So the Hulk needs an intrinsic run and he needs an intrinsic jump. And his speed needs to be brought up just in general. People like Iron Man, Thor, and Jane, they just need to be faster when flying. And if possible, remove or separate their speed boost away from their intrinsic. So flying faster shouldn't come at the expense of your intrinsic bar. Because you don't want to get there faster, but when you get there, you don't have any energy to actually do anything. So now you got to do melee, and it's like nobody wants to do that. So separating speed boosts from intrinsic consumption, that should be a focus in this next update, or the update for Traversal. Captain America and Black Panther, these are superhuman people. So it's like Captain America is a super soldier. So his speed is something that we expected to see in this game that unfortunately we haven't. So he does have a run where he can use his intrinsic to put a shield in front of him and run a bit faster, but at the same time, at the same time, that's limited because he runs out of intrinsic, he runs out super fast, and that's something that they're looking to tweak and change. So it's like separating his run from his intrinsic or his boost from his intrinsic, and basically doing the same for Black Panther. And how much faster should they be? So just ask you guys in chat because I know everyone's probably going to have a different answer, but there should be a bit of a general consensus there. Who should be faster between Captain America and Black Panther? Based on what you've seen in the comics, the movies, TV shows, video games, who should be faster when it comes to just, flat out foot speed and a foot speed raise? Captain America and Black Panther. Who do you think should be faster? So we got one for Cap. I think Cass said next week. 2.8 is not coming next week. So if that's what you guys thought you heard, or no, 2.7.2 will be next week. We still haven't heard an official release date for 2.8, which should be coming in their next blog post. So whenever they make a new blog detailing what's coming in 2.8 and beyond, that's when you'll hear when officially 2.8 will be dropping. So let me see what we got. We got a lot of Black Panther. So T'Challa's. A lot of T'Challa. So that's why I said, like, I knew we were gonna get some caps, and I knew there was gonna be a general consensus. So typically Black Panther should be a bit faster. And from what I'm hearing, that could pan out. But it's not gonna be like he's just dusting him. Like he's just got, Captain America in his back pocket. It's not gonna be like that. But, that's the kind of stuff they're trying to bring to the game. That feel of, hey, well, if me and Captain America do a straight race up the street, my Black Panther can pull ahead, especially if I'm using the intrinsic run. So it's like stuff like that is some of the fun changes that they have in mind when it comes to Traversal. And again, they know that the Hulk needs to be a lot better. So it's like he was like at the top of the priority list of improvements. Like, we have to make this dude better. We have to make this dude feel better. And that's what they're looking to deliver. But again, I think I don't know if they do a 2.7.3 or something like that before 2.8, because again, it's like I don't know. I just don't see that being a thing, because it's like we haven't heard more about what's actually coming in 2.8. So they didn't go into specifics about what those actual changes would be. So like with 2.6, we learned that was going to be the No Rest for the Wicked mission in addition to the hero buffs. So all of the heroes got buffs with the exception of Hawkeye because he didn't need them. And they made changes to how heroics work, how they're scaled and things like that. And all of that stuff was communicated. We got a patch note breakdown and all of that stuff. But Traversal, it's not a minor change to the point where it's negligible, but it's like, is that really deserving of a complete update? So like, would it make sense to do Traversal in just 2.8? You get what I'm saying? When essentially you're just making some people faster and adding an intrinsic, boost to like running and jumping to some of the characters. So it's like, is that deserving of a dedicated update? Or is that something they can roll out in a smaller patch and just, you either discover it yourself or they, just include it in the patch notes. Like, we made traversal changes. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, until we hear more about what their specific plans are to make heroes better. So when they say we want to make people feel better, what does that mean? You get what I'm saying? Like, what are they including in that? Like, where do we go from here? Because the hero buffs were great. That improved people like Captain America and Black Panther a lot. That made them a lot more engaging to play as, a lot more fun to play with. So it's like you took those heroes to a level that's actually enjoyable now. And now you're saying we're going to continue doing stuff like that, which of course is including the Traversal update. But what else does that include? Like, where do we go from there? I just realized you guys weren't hearing the music all of this time. I just noticed that I had that bar muted, but you should have some vibes going for you in the background now. But yeah, just um again, so the idea of just focusing on making everyone faster, not having boosts consume intrinsic and stuff like that. Those are positive changes that are coming to the game. Those are positive changes that should be coming to the game, that they should focus on, and that they should want to include. What did you miss, Damien? Just talking about traversal update and how exactly is this going to shape up? So like, Iron Man again, if you played I forgot the name of the mission. I haven't played it in a while. I haven't played it since the campaign. But he has a mission where he attacks an aim base to go get his a component that he needs for a suit or to build a new suit or something like that. And there's a section where he has a speed boost where he's just bursting, and it's a lot faster than his standard speed boost while flying. And funny enough, if you actually try to do the speed boost while you're already flying in that mode, it actually slows you down. But the speed boost that comes with that mission is the standard that most people were looking for Iron Man in general. So like when you hit the jets, he should really take off. So like this is his base speed, like when you're flying, and then if you hit the boost, this is what you get. And in the story mode or the campaign, this was a lot faster. Like this was a lot faster. Like you were zooming, and that's what people are looking for. What's up, Rage Def? How you doing? And again, guys, if you just popping in, make sure to smash the like. Definitely help support the channel. But yeah, it's like they're continuing to try to just make the game better for the long term. So honest thoughts, guys. Like my honest opinion on some stuff. It still feels like we're kind of just like floating in the ocean. Like we don't really know what the hell is going on. We don't know where we're going. We don't know what's the point of whatever we're doing. So it's like we got hero buffs. We got we're getting traversal changes and stuff like that. And it's all in the effort to make the game feel better. And last year when we heard these things, we were like, okay, well, this is good for the game going forward. They're doing stuff to onboard new players and keep them longer and all that stuff. Avenger! And it's like, that sounds great. What's good, Gil Black? Thank you for becoming an Avenger and subscribing. But now it's like, what is your purpose? Like, what are we doing all of this for? Like, what is the intent behind all of this? So is this to extend the game's lifespan, or is this just, hey, when we do wrap up, we do care that things feel good for you for the long term. So we won't be able to come back and do anything else. So before we get to that point, we just want things to feel better for you. And it's like right now, most people can't make heads or tails of what the intent is behind some of these smaller changes, because if the game doesn't have a future, people would prefer, hey, we've been tolerating this stuff as long as we have, just give us major content that we can be happy with. But at the same time, it's like, I understand the logic of, all right, well, let's focus on some of this stuff that we didn't get a chance to focus on early in the game's life cycle for the sole purpose of just giving you guys a better experience. And it's like, I can appreciate both sides. I haven't played this game in a long time. Like, it just that I don't know anyone who plays it. I try to play with people, as often as I can, while also at the same time not burning myself out on it, because it's like, as it is, it's like it's a hard game to play like every day, like all day, every day. So kudos to the team to the fact that we're still playing it at this point. Like we just got a new event. You can level your heroes up more and all of that stuff. But just the willingness to play this every day, doing the same set of missions and stuff like that is like that's tough. That's tough. And we were hoping patrol mode would invigorate just the player base a bit, and inspire us to have something to do and give us something we want to do in game. But it's like, does that even make sense at this point? So if you're ultimately planning to shut the game down, which they haven't confirmed or denied, does it make sense to deliver a patrol mode that only really works if there's a pipeline of content still coming for that? So more villains in patrol mode, or patrols in other areas of the game, or new gear to find in patrol mode. Because if the game is stopping development, there is no updates to gear. You're not going to get more gear at any point or anything like that. So it's like, does that make sense? Is that something we should do? And it's, it's like, what do you make of that? You get what I'm saying? So it's like, the answers just get more complex and confusing as you go. But I just started playing online. I was only interested in the story. Why do you hate playing online? DJ No Good. Every time I heard content creators talk about the game, it sounds so depressing. It's always what didn't they do and what will they do. I hope they do this. I thank you for sticking with it. Like I said, this game is literally one of the few games that have like really just grabbed me in recent years, and the fact that they were still developing for it, so you're still getting updates. They have more heroes coming and stuff like that. All of that made it easy to stick with it because it's like I want everything, while at the same time being understanding that this game didn't get off to the best start. We didn't have the best leadership decisions. We didn't have like like I just said, we still don't really have a clear vision of what's going on with this game, and it's like that is why I can understand them being inclined to shutting it down, because it's like you just can't seem to get right, behind the scenes. Like there is no real vision, and it's like the one guy whose vision you tried to kind of grab onto and follow wasn't fully thought out, and then he ended up running into controversy, and that's, it's like, all right, bro, like shut it down. So it's like that's the mindset. It's like I get it, but as a player and as a fan of the game and the content and the IP and the universe and all of that stuff, there is so much we didn't even scratch the surface of what this game could have been. Like you have one enemy faction, like that's terrible. Objectively, like that's terrible. Like the Marvel universe is so much bigger than one enemy faction. So whether it was AIM or Hydra or Loki or somebody, like this is Avengers. Like they fight multiple threats. They take on global threats. So it's like to have them just focusing on one minor enemy faction, that's a fraction of what the universe has to offer, is like, yeah, that's going to be disappointing no matter how you shaking it. It's like there was no real plans in place. So you didn't plan ahead for any of this. Like we're just kind of flying by the seat of our pants. Like, oh well, this sounds cool. Let's try that. Oh well, this will be a fun tease. And people, when you do stuff like that, you set the expectation that this stuff is going to come. And when you say you're a live service game, people are looking for you to deliver on content consistently. And it's like, I don't think people really understood what they were signing up for. I don't think the team behind this really understood. You have to deliver on certain things when you advertise yourself as a live service game, and you have to be able to generate a certain amount of money to maintain that or sustain development on this kind of game. And it's like, this wasn't their background. This isn't like their third live service game or anything like that. This is their first venture into this genre of gaming or this type of gaming, and they had to learn a lot on the fly. And it's like, unfortunately, this is the kind of stuff you're left with. Like these are the kind of mistakes you're going to see, because you can't just do something like this on the fly. Like with the Star Wars trilogy that just came out a few years ago. It's like you can't just do something like that on a whim, or like, hey, that's a good idea. We don't have to fully think about it. Let's just start doing stuff. It's like no. And understandably, to a degree, this is why what we saw with this game, or what people have experienced with this game's post-launch content cycle and stuff like that, is why they're very, very, very upset at the idea of other superhero games specifically potentially being a live service game, because they're like, okay, well, it's going to be super grindy. It's going to have a ton of gear that doesn't really make sense or I'm not interested in, instead of just being a superhero game that lets me run around, beat up people as my favorite hero, and that's it. So like Guardians of the Galaxy, you don't really have any loot to do, any loot to pick up and put on, or stuff like that. It doesn't function that way. Insomniac Spider-Man doesn't function that way. You just load the game up. You're Spider-Man. You're fighting some of his most iconic villains. You have a whole city to swing around. You can stop crime and all of that stuff. We have extra DLC content that you can purchase, but that's viewed a little differently than a full-blown store and marketplace. So you don't have this in Insomniac Spider-Man. You don't have this in Arkham Knight. You don't have this in Guardians of the Galaxy. You can get new skins, and with games like Spider-Man and Batman, the Arkham games, you can get additional story content, which you have to pay for, of course. But the story continues, and once you play that, once you're done with that, that's it. Maybe you'll get another skin. Maybe you'll get another expansion or something at some point, but eventually they're going to wrap up. They're not going to continue, right? So that's it. So there is no more content for Insomniac Spider-Man. They moved on to Miles Morales, and then they revisited Spider-Man with the remastered version. So he looks a little different. We improved how things function and move a little bit, but it's a better version of the same game. So you get the same, DLC story content and all of that stuff, and now you got the No Way Home skins included. But that's it. That is the game. That's what you got. And then you got the PC version where modders, of course, can take it to the next level, which they have. They made some insane, updates to that game in modding, but that's the game. And a lot of people are okay with that. So they're like, hey, I don't have to show up for this week to week. I don't have to buy marketplace things. I don't have to do weekly challenges. I don't have to do any of that stuff. I can just play this game as I want and put it down. I don't have to worry about my character kind of sucking because I don't have the right gear on. Which, again, I understand that. As a casual player by heart, by nature, I can feel that. I'm capable of sitting down and actually learning how to play the game and learning how to actually build and craft good heroes. But when you're working a job, when you're in school and stuff like that, and you just want to come home and play a game, you don't really want to have to run around, doing this. Like, where is the chest? Let me find the chest, and let me hope something is good in there. Let me delete it if it's not good because I don't want to take up too much space in my locker and stuff like that. It's like that's a lot of stuff that people just are being vocal about not being a fan of. Like they're not a fan of that stuff. So it's like the people who are saying like, I don't want live service games to be a thing. I don't want live service superhero games. It's not as I'm not as dismissive of it as some people seem to be, because I know it's more complicated than simply I don't want a marketplace or I don't want a battle pass. There are certain things and certain aspects that come with making a live service game that you have to take into account. So this isn't just a generic, game. This isn't, the live service aspects affect this game greatly. So gear is a thing because we want you to continue to look for gear. We want you to continue to want to grind for gear. And a lot of people just don't enjoy doing that. There are a lot of people who do. Like people like Lejeune, people like Bob Duck and Weave. They're all about gear. They're all about exploring gear, seeing what gear does, what status effects come with it, all of that stuff. And then you got another side of it where people are like, bro, I don't give a damn about that. Just let me punch people. Let me kick around. Let me swing around. Let me do this for a few minutes or a few hours, enjoy myself, and then I can put the game down. So, Insomniac Spider-Man game is delivering an experience, and an experience that's supposed to end at some point. Live service games, the experience never ends is what the selling point is. So look at something like GTA Online. That launched 10 years ago. That game launched 10 years ago for Xbox 360 and PS3. And it's seen 2 more console generations releases. And it's like they've consistently delivered on content. They're continually expanding. They're giving you more stuff to do. It's not something that I put down. I put that game down years ago, but it's like just seeing the updates and changes that came, like giving you the option to go in first person shooter mode and stuff like that is like interesting changes. And it's a reason for you to continue playing the game and leveling up and buying stuff and buying new houses and cars and opening businesses and stuff like that. And there are people who genuinely enjoy that. Here's this chest. I was looking for it. I'm like, what the hell is the chest? I know it's a chest over here. But yeah, it's like people don't want to have to do this to get good at a game. So it's like you got to open that up. What is this gear? It's ass, right? But you might not know that's ass. So it's like, hey, what kind of gear is this? What does this do? hey, it gives cryo. So you might focus solely on what the perks are, and you disregard the fact that it just killed all your stats. So you throw this on, and now you're hitting a lot softer than you were 2 minutes ago, but you really didn't pay attention to why, because you're just playing the game. You pick that up. I don't know what the hell this is. Let me put this on, and it's like, I get that that's a problem. I get it's a simple problem to fix. Like, yeah, it takes 2 seconds to read, but some people just want to play a game. They don't want to have to do any analyzing of gear and stuff like that. And it's like, you're not wrong for feeling like that. So, but trying to bully a developer into making the game what you want instead of it being what it was intended to be, that's kind of where we kind of divide and veer off. So it's like, if you're not enjoying something, I'm always a fan of just putting that down. So if I don't like something or I'm not that engaged, I'm gonna move around and just do something else. Let me go to a game that I actually do enjoy. But nowadays the thing is like, all right, well, we'll be vocal, we'll be loud, we'll be toxic if we gotta be, until we see the changes that we want. And when you see those changes, all right, it's like, all right, well, this validates what we were doing and what we were saying. So it's like, when they make those changes and when they fold, cool. Okay, let's say, like, what is this? My dry cleaning is ready to be picked up. But yeah, it's like, I get it. But getting back on the traversal stuff, Spider-Man is like, you can get around pretty fine with this dude. Like, he gets spotty when he gets indoors, so maybe they can make some changes to that stuff. I haven't heard anything specific about Spider-Man's changes with the traversal update. Like, they've maintained that the top priorities on that list were the Hulk, Black Panther, and Captain America, while visiting everyone and seeing how much they can do to make them better and change things and everything. But yeah, improving the Hulk, Captain America, and Black Panther were the top priorities going in. I don't even know if I have any precision, so I'll hold on that. But yeah, it's like this is this is the game. They're trying to give you reasons to continue playing it this far into the game's life cycle, which again is like, I've been seeing people comparing like newer games, so games that just launched, so like Midnight Suns, Gotham Knights, anything like that. People are already making comparisons between this and Suicide Squad, and it's like, you're comparing a game that's been around for over 2 years that people still play to a game that just got here. And yes, of course, it's fresh and new, so it's going to seem great at launch. Everything seems great until you actually get your hands on it and actually see the things about it that you don't enjoy as much. And once you get there, it's like, how long can this game hold you? How long are we going to continue playing this game? And if the answer is not long, or, you're not going to be playing most of these games that just hit the market 2 years from now. So 2 years from now, the amount of players that were playing Midnight Suns at launch are not still going to be playing Midnight Suns 2 years from now, unless they're still updating, making updates for that game and dropping like seasonal passes and new heroes and content and stuff like that, new villains, new areas, stuff like that. That's the kind of stuff that you need to keep players engaged and keep them coming back. And it's like, they understood that a little bit with Avengers. So you got a new operation with Kate Bishop, new areas, new bosses, all of this stuff, a new hero. You got a little bit of that with Hawkeye. So now you're in the wasteland a little more. You got Maestro as the boss, a new hero, all of this good stuff. And you took it to the next level with War for Wakanda. So we got a completely new biome, completely new villain, 2 new villains, a new hero, new gear, new status effects. All of that good stuff came with War for Wakanda. And it's like, they just delivered it wrong. And by that I mean, you didn't make any money from that, and it didn't bring with it it didn't serve any purpose for the end game. So you solely served the single players with that content drop. So you dropped War for Wakanda, and single players loved it. New players coming into the game enjoyed it. Multiplayer fans enjoyed it, but they're like, okay, well, what does this do for the end game? It's like, we got some new gear. Of course, the vibranium gear came with problems that they had to fix and iron out, over the next few patches. And it's like, what does this do for the grind for the game? What reason does this give me to show up every week? And the operation itself didn't do anything for that. You're not playing War for Wakanda every week. You're not going back into War for Wakanda every reset or anything like that. Um, but when they drop the raid, okay, well, this is where you grind. This is what you do to get more content. This is what you do to get more gear. This is how you level up. This is, all of these in-game things came with the raid. So it's like you pair War for Wakanda, which serves primarily single players, and then you go with the raid that comes later that serves the multiplayer in-game fans. So this is where your grind comes in. Is like that's perfect. That's the perfect thing, but we didn't sell any of this, so we didn't make any money, so we can't justify doing this again. So we're losing the fans of single player content because they thought, all right, well, we'll just drop a hero with a mission chain and some cutscenes, and that should be enough story content for the single player fans. And the single players don't enjoy doing grindy things, so I don't want to have to kill so many bots with Winter Soldier to get his costume or to get to his next story beat. I don't want to play the game like that. So it's like, in the operations, you're doing a mission. So you jump into an operation, they put you into a mission like this, and you go you just go throughout the mission as designed, and you get a cutscene after that. You go, all right, well, we got to go to this place next. So now you got another mission to jump into, and it's like, all right, cool. That's what we'll do. I'm cool with doing that. I enjoy doing this. You get a conclusion, you get a boss fight, you get all of this stuff, and it's like, all right, that's the experience, and most people are okay with that. But you thought you could shortchange them with something less than. So we'll just do an event. People who are fans of operations and campaigns are like, what is this? This isn't enough. And multiplayer fans are like, cool, I don't care about the story content, just give me that. So it's like there's a huge divide between your two player bases and your demographics that you didn't address properly. So if you want to continue to serve the single players, you have to be committed to delivering story content, which is what keeps them around. But you have to monetize that because that justifies continuing development on stuff like that. And then for the in-game players, yes, we have to do more stuff like raids and OLTs and things like that to keep the grind going. But at the same time, we have to monetize that. So how do you do that? We gotta monetize. We gotta sell heroes and things like that, because that's what you're interested in. So a hero event, there you go. You got a new hero. You can play with him right now. He got some story stuff for you. If you're into that kind of thing, you got new gear and all of that stuff. We got a reason for you to play with him, and we got a return on it. So that justifies keeping that thing going, keeping that being a thing. And it's like they try to be creative and find ways to do all of that without actually being able to make money from any of it. And as you saw last year, that didn't work out well. Notes work. What's up? Thank you for becoming an Avenger. So they put themselves in a very tight spot. And as you can see, the team is dwindling. They're running into problems left and right while still trying to show up and make the game fun for players long term. And it's like, while that's commendable, it's not going to be enough for some people. So there are people who like, hey, if I don't get Captain Marvel in this game, I'm snapping. Like it's going to be a full blown riot, because what the hell, you promised me, Captain Marvel, even though they didn't. They teased her. They did tease her. They did set an expectation that there's a possibility that she will show up at some point, but they never outright said Captain Marvel was going to come to this game. They didn't hype her up like, pre-launch or anything like that. They haven't actually said anything about her. So it's like they gave themselves that bit of wiggle room, but it's like, again, when you see a full-blown poster in the room with an in-game design for her, it's like, yeah, I'm not blaming players for feeling like, okay, yeah, she's definitely going to be a thing. They keep talking about her. They keep talking about the damn Kree. So yeah, we should see them at some point. But it just doesn't look like that kind of stuff is in the cards. And again, we'll learn more definitively when we actually hear from them. Like, what are their plans for this year? What are their plans going into this year? Because you took away roadmaps, so you're like, hey, we'll tell you what we want you to know when we can tell you. And it's like, all right, cool, we'll operate with that. But you got to tell us something. What are we going? What are we doing? Because we're hearing stuff that doesn't sound great. That's not instilling confidence. I don't know why I'm even playing through this, but that is the unfortunate tale for Avengers. Like, we never know where we're going. We never know what we're getting. Sometimes we get a positive surprise. So it's like, hey, we're going free to play on Game Pass, or hey, we're free to play on PlayStation Plus tiers. And it's like, cool. That brings in more players, but those players don't stick around forever because a lot of players just don't enjoy the mission content, which we can look at that. Let's take a look at the war table. Yeah, it's like let's look at the comments. There is such a divide at every turn. So no matter what hero you name, somebody's gonna be like, oh well, we need this person more, or we don't need that, or hey, we don't need heroes, just give us villains, or hey, we don't need villains, just give us content. And if you don't have strong leadership in place to be like, this is what we're doing, these are the places we're going, these are the priorities and everything, and this stuff makes sense, because you had people doing that, it just didn't make sense. And it's like, is that helping? That doesn't help anybody. So you got the Northern Expanse where, I don't know what you see if you don't have Up From the Depths. So if you guys have, if you don't have Up From the Depths, but you still have the Northern Expanse, send me a screenshot in the Discord. If you're a part of the Discord, send me a screenshot of what you actually see, like what missions are available here. Because if I didn't have this, I don't think I would have anything up here, which is weird. You got the Snowy Tundra. You got a couple missions to choose from. You got a couple villain sectors. You can fight Monica, Taskmaster, Abomination. You got a Hive. You can fight Abomination twice. You got some war zones. Actually, one of these missions was actually really good. I meant to tell you guys about that. You got Last Avenger Standing, which is another mission that players just don't enjoy. They just don't enjoy that kind of content, myself included. The Vault, that's a mission. Like, it's something you can play, but it's like, I don't enjoy it. I don't enjoy standing on buttons, for X amount of time, doing this routine over and over again. And it's like, it offers you something to do. Hold on one sec. Checking on something. But yeah, it's like so many of your missions either don't offer any real replay value or motivation to play. So it's like, if I do this, I'll get an ISO and some units, but it's like, do I really want to play this? Is it really worth playing? I think this is the mission. With like the Red Room event and stuff like that, or the Ruskaya Protocols, I think it was. You can just go into this mission because I think it was like for Bucky and maybe Jane Foster, you got to do missions in the Snowy Tundra. This is super easy. Like, you can blow through this mission like super fast with them and just be done. Like, you can literally do this in like 2 minutes. And it's a mission in Wakanda, I believe, you can just kind of blow through that I meant to tell you guys about. Yeah, I think this is it. So yeah, like with Spider-Man, it's like you kind of got to be specific with how you move around with him. So it's like, you don't want to be running around. I mean, you can run and hop, of course, but it's like swinging around indoors with Spider-Man isn't really going to work out that well for you in this game. But yeah, it's like, people constantly talking about what they need for this game is both a good thing and a curse for this game, because again, the developers don't seem to know which side to lean towards. Like, where do you go? Who do we focus on? What do we focus on? What do we deliver? You get what I'm saying? So it's like, while fan demand is great, it's also confusing, I guess, for this game specifically. So it's like, yeah, if you got a Thor or something, like Bucky, he can one-shot these with his grenades. Like, you can literally blow through this mission and just, like, I think you got to do like 5 missions in the Snowy Tundra. So it's like, you literally can just blow through this and be done in like 2 minutes. Like, don't fight anybody, just focus on the objective and you're done. And there's a mission in Wakanda I can show you guys as well, where you just go in. Like I said, don't worry about anybody else. They don't matter. Just do the objective, and you're done. That's it. I don't know if you guys timed that, but that's literally it. And it goes that much faster if you have somebody who can actually do a ton of damage, like faster than Spider-Man. Last Avenger Standard really needs a big upgrade on the rewards to make it worth playing, which would include being able to upgrade your gear. Yeah, like higher level gear in Last Avenger Standing. And as you just saw, like I did a mission and I got some fragments, a negligible amount of units, and an ISO that I don't need. And that's the conundrum of Avengers. Like that's one of the problems that the game faces. And it's like that's for something that where you're asking players to show up every week and hang around and do all of this stuff week in and week out. It's like you have to give them proper motivation. So it's like we got priority missions that you can do. You can get I got ISO stuck in my brain. You get an exotic. You get an exotic piece of gear for doing this mission. You get ISO. You get all kind of resources. You get 250 units, and that's all fine and good. Like all of that stuff is fine. You got some villain sectors here that you're fighting the same villains just in a different area. War zones. You got an iconic mission, which if you complete this, you won't have this anymore, which is a bad design. I don't know what was the logic behind that choice, but it shouldn't be a thing. Taking missions away that people actually wanted to play is never the answer. It's like you already struggle to keep people wanting to play the missions you have available, and the ones they're enjoying you're taking away. It's like that's backwards. So illegal aim patrol is the mission I'm talking about for Wakanda. So if you got missions that you have to complete in Wakanda to complete a challenge or something like that, go to illegal aim patrol, and my gosh, I'll go through with Hulk. Same with the 4 gauntlets. I've been talking to them about just simply doing something like adding bosses to those specific missions. So like Last Avenger Standing, the Mega Hive, just throw some bosses in there. Like especially Last Avenger Standing, like throw a boss in there every like 2 or 3 levels. It doesn't matter. Like just throw them in there. Like you just playing through fighting stuff. Like I don't want to stand on platforms. I don't want to do that stuff. And I see that I don't even, what's happening. What's happening? All right. Yeah, it's like the Hulk, his traversal gets really clunky in places like this. And that's the kind of stuff they're looking to change, I believe. But yeah, it's like there's chests and stuff available here that you can get to, but you can just go straight to the objective and you can do this mission super fast. You only got 5 priority targets to take out, and if you got the right people, you can do that super fast. And like if you're playing with friends, you're gonna get through it that much faster. So blow through this. Don't waste your heroics like I just did, but it's cool. I can get them right back. But yeah, just tear up whatever is in sight. Get some stuff, and you're done. That is a mission you can do in under 2 minutes and just be done with it. If you got a flyer, you can do it that much faster. All of that good stuff. So when you get stuck with challenge missions where you have to do missions in the snowy tundra or Wakanda, illegal aim patrol in Wakanda, and I think it was like the incubation chamber in the snowy tundra. Again, rewards aren't great. Don't focus on the rewards. The rewards don't matter. Like, let me see. Let me check out my objectives for this, the Uncorrupted Vibranium event. So yeah, this is just doing vibranium threat sectors and then doing attacks in those missions, which is fine. So it's like, I can, I'll be able to knock this out pretty fast. Yeah, that's fine. All right, they got one for Bucky. So it's like looking at this list, like there's stuff to do, but it's like how much of this stuff do you want to do? So if you don't care about gear, most of this stuff doesn't matter to you. Like you don't care. You're not sitting around going through every single hero to get some gear for them because you don't care about it. You're gonna do this probably just by playing the game anyway. So you'll get some gear, but it's like if you genuinely just don't care about grinding for gear, this does nothing for you. Cloning Lab, a lot of people are not enjoying that. I think it's for what it's supposed to be. It's a fun short mission that you can just blow through, especially if you have a solid team in place and you don't struggle with the puzzle part of it. It doesn't make sense thematically, so it's like it's called Cloning Lab, but there's literally no clones involved. So it's like, I don't know what that is, but it's something. Hero Bound, this villain sector where you fight the warbots and stuff. I don't like fighting the warbots. That's pretty boring. So it's like I hardly ever do this stuff. The vaults, don't enjoy doing the vaults. So it's like I hardly ever do that. I haven't done a full Mega Hive in I don't know how long. I just played the OLT not too long ago, just helping somebody out. The raid is probably what I play the most, but again, it's just from helping people out. Scientist Supreme is a fun mission, but it's like there's not much motivation to play that stuff. No Rest for the Wicked does nothing to motivate you to play that, and then just like the daily challenges don't really do anything. Like I don't go to the helicarrier to get my assignments and stuff. Like I just don't do most of that stuff anymore. And then from there you got the challenge cards that haven't been updated since launch. So once you complete it, the challenges update, but it's like it doesn't do anything. So if this gave you gear, so if you had a chance to get exotics just from doing your daily and weekly challenges, that would be perfect. That would be great. If they reset this, you can sell them again and just roll out more recolors, more different skins and stuff like that on a new challenge card. Same concept, just throw it together. It just simply actually putting together another challenge card that would have worked. They never did that for whatever reason. So this is something that's worthless. They added loadouts to the UI. You can go here and it does nothing. So it's like that was an expensive waste of time. That didn't do anything, but changing things with UI doesn't help the game in the long run at all. And it's like if for you to have to pay for this and it does nothing. We paid for a button to be included that does nothing. Is like that's hard to justify. Like that's tough. Skills, I got all the skills I need. I got my stuff set up as I need it. Champion levels don't really matter after you fill up this one and most of these. This stuff doesn't matter. It's like you can do it. It really just doesn't matter. So it's like, again, in a live service game, you have to have a purpose for playing week in and week out. And if you don't, that's tough. That's where things get tough. What's up, DJ? What's up, Herald of Thunder? How you guys doing? Let's run something. If you guys want to hop in, we can run something. You can hop in the strike team and we can run something real quick. But yeah, it's like you just have to do a lot of planning. And I told AJ this, and I've been telling people I've been chatting with that I'm essentially done with just kind of ranting about what they should do or what they could do with this game as far as like just actually making it profitable, because it's like I've said my piece on that. And again, if that ship is sailed, the ship is sailed, and it's like I don't want to start beating a dead horse or anything like that. So it's like it is what it is. There are a ton of just like unfortunate decisions that came with developing this game, and now we're stuck with the aftermath of that. So it's like where do you go from here? It's like skins, they stepped it up with skins, great skins. I see a ton of people still running around with this skin to this day. They don't mess with the skins nowadays. I swear this reminds me of a dude from Wildcats, the old Wildcats cartoon. What is his name? Spartan. Spartan from the Wildcats cartoon. If you look up Spartan from the Wildcats cartoon and look at this skin, tell me he doesn't look like that. That's all I see when I see this. But again, like, we were begging, bro. We were begging and pleading for something like this last year. And it's like, now it's here and it's like, it doesn't even really matter. Not to change the subject, but how was your heroic assault experience? Honestly, it's not really for me. Like, I don't know. It's like the combat in that game was fun when I was like really engrossed in it. But it's like, after having not played for a while and just coming back to it, it feels kind of basic and kind of clunky, especially compared to this. So it's like, and then we're in a mode where you're essentially just running around, just, you know, it's nothing to it. It's like you're just running around fighting people, and it's like, in Avengers that would work. In that game, it's like you have a little more nuance to your game. So it's like, this shouldn't have been limited to like one minor location. Giving us the ability to play with all 4 Gotham Knights in the city would have been more beneficial. Having to follow up on, like, you know, actual like detective mission chains and stuff like that, I would enjoy something like that a little more. But for what it is, I guess you know, if that's your thing, it's fine. Outside of playing with Synchro them, if they want to do it again or something, I probably won't be, you know, that's not going to get me back into the game. But, you know, for the people that enjoyed it, I hats off to UNWB, Montreal. But it's like, yeah, like, they're not messing with the skins lately. Like, this is fine, but it's like, you know, supporting the game when I know that something is coming or this is helping with development is one thing. But it's like, if this isn't doing anything, then it's like, it's whatever. So it's like, I'm being selective with whatever units I do have left because I'm not buying anymore. So, you know, if I see a sale that catches my eye, or they drop something in the marketplace that really, you know, catches my eye or something like that, it's like, yeah. But a lot of the stuff I haven't been pushing go on. Like, I'm good on Thor. Like, now if they dropped like his Avenger skin from Love and Thunder, I might push go on that because I want that skin. I'll save my units for that. If Miller finds that in the update on Tuesday, and he shares that Avenger Thor is on the way, I'm not spending a dime until we get that. Okay, I was about to say, like, what the hell just happened, bro? Whoever's in the strike team, Skip. Who started this? Let me see who's on my strike team. The skins are cool. I like them. Yeah, the skins are perfect. There's absolutely nothing wrong with the skins, but, you know, hey. Who is Madara? Who in chat is Madara? 1178. Herald of Thunder. I know is that your gaming tag? Okay. I was confused. Like, did somebody random just jump in? Because I did go online. I love the skins, but no way I'm paying 14 for any of them. So is B-Wag fired? What's with his whole Twitter thing? I mean, optically, like, you know, the studio unfollowed him. He unfollowed them. You know, he removed all Avenger stuff from his profile. I think that's pretty telling. He's, like I said, he recently had a controversy. You know, they told him, like, hey, you got to roll, I guess. And again, it's like, objectively, that doesn't look great for the future of a game. Like, you just lost one of your system designers in a game where you're struggling to, you know, fill roles. So it's like that doesn't instill confidence at all. You know, maybe he wasn't doing much. You get what I'm saying? So maybe he didn't, you know, he's replaceable, I guess. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, maybe they have another systems designer who can, you know, fill that role or something. What's up, AJ? The day is going well. Chilling out, talking about some of the crazy changes we want to see with Traversal in the update, whenever that rolls out. But yeah, who I forgot who asked about that fast. Christopher, yeah, like I said, it seems like it. Like I've never seen a situation where a studio unfollowed somebody that person unfollowed the studio and but they're still at work and things are still just kind of going fine. In movies and celebrity relationships, yeah, you can unfollow somebody and still be with them, but in gaming, once somebody kind of detaches themselves from a studio they were working for prior, that pretty much is a sign that things just aren't they've reached the end, and hopefully you find something else. Hopefully the studio can move forward in a better direction. Wish both parties the best. But yeah, optically it does look like their time together has reached the end. What's up, Original G's? Keep up the great work. And if they add War Machine and I want Scott Lang's Ant-Man, I don't know why. That's the fun thing about this game. We want everybody. Everybody would be amazing in this game. All right, we got a Thor, we got a Hulk, we got Iron Man, and we got Hawkeye. So it's your boy Jord. Your Hawkeye nameplate suggests that you will have the classic skin. You got to put the classic skin on, sir. We're gonna have to ask you to put on the classic uniform, sir. But yeah, shout out to AJ and the team that's still grinding, still putting in work for this game, bro. I'm telling you guys, like, that's why I say try to look beyond it as just a game. There are actual people behind the game. Problems aside, saying yes, it's not a perfect game, but there are actual people behind the game that are grinding, bro. Like AJ has been grinding for years to give you stuff in this game, and it's like he's still there. He's still showing up Monday through Friday, trying to give you stuff with this game, and it's like I respect it. And shout out to the rest of the team who we don't know, like just members of the team we don't know. So they're not front facing. We don't know their names. We don't have their Twitters or things like that, but they're there. They are behind the scenes helping meet deadlines and stuff like that. Shout out to them. But yeah, one of the things that I heard specifically about the Traversal update is that if you run fast enough, AJ himself will appear next to your character and he'll run with you. And if you have AJ running next to you, you'll go that much faster. He told me that personally, so look for that. And if you don't see him, that just means you're not running fast enough. So try to run faster. Right, like how in Mortal Kombat, like if you hit somebody hard enough, the little guy pops out of the corner of the screen like Toasty. AJ pops up like that. That's how he pops up if you run fast enough. So be on the lookout for that. There we go. Shout out to the team. Yeah, bro. Like I said, looking at so many studios releasing more streams and just developer streams and showcasing their games and talking about just how passionate they are about their game. Like Midnight Suns just had a stream earlier today talking about Deadpool coming to the game, and it's like, bro, it's just people who they want you to have fun with the game. So yes, can they make missteps? Can they get things wrong? Yes, but they're not doing it because they thought it was a good idea. You get what I'm saying? They're doing it because they want you to enjoy the changes and things they bring to the game. So it's like, I understand not liking the change, but like don't go as far as like taking a strong like line in the sand stance against like just developers in general, because it's like I'm seeing that a lot lately, especially after like the news with Suicide Squad. Like people are just turning on Rocksteady, and it's like, bro, we haven't even seen or played the game. It's like you were just praising the studio endlessly before this, and it's like they show a battle pass on the image, and it's like, oh, forget Rocksteady. It's like, come on, man, like don't be that extreme. Who is AJ? AJ is the GOAT. If you don't know AJ, you better get to know him. But no, he's one of the main developers for Avengers, and he has been there from the start. And he's like if you watch Yeah, let me see. Pirates of the Caribbean. Like he's like Captain Jack Sparrow. You know, he's wacky, but he gets the stuff done. Like that's who gets everything done at the end of the day. Like he's the fun guy on the team that keeps the ship going. He won't take credit for it, but it's like that dude does a lot behind the scenes. Like he does a lot. But he also shares the credit. He'll let you know it's not a one man show at all, and that's not what I'm suggesting. Like he's definitely an integral part of the team, and the team itself. They've done some good stuff, and that's what I wanted to talk about too. Like instead of just like going so ham on what they didn't do right, is like I do want to try to draw attention to what they do right. So it's like this raid, my intent with playing it with people and playing it with just people who weren't enjoying it is to show you that it can be fun. Like if you got a good team, if you got good communication and stuff like that, you can have fun with this raid. The raid itself is a lot of what we were asking for. So like you fight, a couple waves of enemies, you get to a mini boss right behind that wall, and then you get to a puzzle. And the puzzle itself is, it's interesting. So it's like jumping into this raid blind was fun. Not knowing what the hell was going on, not knowing how to actually get past this part right away was fun. And it's like, we just had the same kind of fun with the puzzle and cloning lab. So it's like, getting there and it's like, okay, I see what we got to do. There's a time sync to this. So it's like, we got to do these platforms and these buttons a certain way. And it's like, how fast you figure that out, of course, varies, but, figuring it out with your team, communicating, figuring out what's going wrong. What are you doing? Hey, I'm up here, I'm on B or I'm on A, and all of that good stuff. It's like that's that adds to the experience. And once you progress far enough, it's like you don't need to communicate. So it's like I can chill through here. I'm like unless you're in my stream, my team can't actually hear what I'm saying. I muted my controller, so my mic is not on taking in audio. So, but it's like they don't need me. Everybody knows what to do. We know what this part is about. And from there, it's just about trying to get through this as fast as possible, getting your gear, and doing your thing. And it's like that's what you want from your in-game content. So yes, can matchmaking and networking be a little better? Yes. Join in progress would be major. Being able to get rewards every time you play it instead of only getting one reward on replays. That would be a lot better, but the mission itself, as designed, is fine. Graphical errors aside, networking errors aside, is like I can say it that I have fun playing the raid. I'm ready for a Thanos style battle. Just make the boss super tanky. So you want to fight him for like 15 minutes, just throwing hands. Who's your favorite hero? Who do you have in mind of going into that mission with? Who do you want to punch Thanos for 15 minutes with? You finished the M? What is the M? One day, do you want to stream together? Like a co-stream? That's cool. We can look into that. All right. But yeah, it's like, I see this game and the team behind it get a lot of flack for it, like undeserved flack. So it's like, some criticism is fair, obviously, but a lot of that stuff is like, all right, what are we doing here? Like I've seen people complain about, the characters in the game kind of just being bad or ass, and it's like looking at how your build is, looking at how some of your stuff is set up. It's like that's ultimately falls on you. But again, it's like if that's not your thing, I get it. But objectively, it's not the game's fault that you didn't take the time to figure out how to make your hero hit a little harder, or you didn't really pay attention to what you were putting on them. So it's like just try. I try to be as objective and fair with it as I can, while not swinging too far one side or the other. All right, that's the last one. You got it. What's up, Nabaflow? How you doing, bro? Shout out to Nabaflow. You guys, if you don't know, Nabaflow is a streamer as well. He's been playing a ton of stuff. Naba, if you want, you can go ahead and drop a link to your Twitch and everything in the chat. Appreciate you rolling through, bro. And for anybody else who just hopped in, if you haven't already, smash that like. It definitely helps. Never had a problem with the characters. Whoever I don't like it, I just it's just play style preference. I got you. Yeah, Nava is a cool dude, bro. Like I was chilling out watching him playing was it Lego superhero? Lego Marvel superheroes? What are you playing? Or it might have been Midnight Suns. I was watching you play something not too long ago. Yeah, it's like that's something I enjoy doing. Like I'm telling you guys objectively, like I watch people play this game for the first time every day. And I promise you the comments are always the same. Like, especially when they're playing just like the campaign or playing with a new hero for the first time. I saw a guy playing with Black Panther for the first time the other day. He was a British guy, you know, and he was you know, his Black Panther wasn't doing a ton of damage because he was still low level and, you know, just leveling him up and everything. But, you know, he's having fun just doing the combos and the takedowns and all of that stuff. Like, people have fun playing this game. Like, contrary to popular belief, people have fun playing this game still. And it's like, that's what makes it hard to accept. Like, man, this is wrapping up soon. But, you know, it is what it is. If that's ultimately the case. So I guess everybody want to go to the left. All right. My favorite character in Marvel's Avengers game is either Winter Soldier or Jane. So you really like the last two heroes. Got you. What do you like best about those heroes? The other day I was streaming Lego Marvel, and it was funny that some of the Avengers community came in, and I was doing the sub level and was fighting MODOK and AIM and said to everyone, look who it is. Yeah. I mean, like I said, when we first heard that AIM was going to be the central focus of the game or the primary villains, we were like, cool, because again, they'd never been in the spotlight to that degree. But we didn't know they were going to be like, that's it. Like, there are no other villains beyond AIM. Like, we weren't expecting that. No, nobody was expecting that. Like, 2 years later, we're still basically just fighting AIM. Nobody saw that coming. Iron Man and Jane, got you. They better make another Avengers game. See, that's the kind of stuff where it's like you kind of gotta dial that back, because it's like that's entitlement. It's like they don't have to do anything, honestly. Like, they didn't have to do what they've done so far, and it's like that's what makes it hard, because everybody's stance is that, like, everybody comes in with that strong of an opinion, like they have to do this, or we got to get this, or if they don't do this, it's this. And it's like, bro, you gotta chill. That's why it's like, I hope we get War Machine. I hope we get a patrol mode or something like that. I hope, because it's like, you're not guaranteed to get that stuff. Like, it's people who, you know, still saying like, oh, well, they have to do She-Hulk, or they have to do this. And it's like, looking at how stuff is playing out, do they have to do that? I don't think they do. Let's see if they can pull this off without actually talking. Like, Jane is going to try to set it off. Okay. What is she doing? Alright, so I'm going on the catch. You look like Hawkeye didn't press. So with Jane or Thor, Yeah. So you want to do a countdown. So you just tap your intrinsic 3 times just to do a 1, 2, 3 countdown for the team, and then you go. And as you can see, we got it. What's good, LeJune? You streaming today, bro? I saw you guys drop that Deadpool trailer for Midnight Suns. But yeah, that poll is, a lot of people being vocal about wanting a Captain Marvel expansion over something like Patrol Mode. And it's like, I knew that was going to be the case. And it's like, yeah, people really enjoyed the operations and story content for this game. It's like, they did not get story wrong or story content wrong in the first few years. And they didn't get the heroes wrong, unless you're talking about the order they were released or the people that were selected to come to the game. Then it's like, yeah, you can kind of do that. But DoorDash got me heated. Just walked 4 miles for nothing. I'm tapped. Oh man, they sold you. That's tough, especially when you're hungry, bro. That's them the worst times. So yeah, I'm assuming Iron Man and Jane got it. I got the Hulk, so it's like I'm literally, I got nothing to add to this part. I can do a little bit of aggro, but for the most part, it's on the range people. Throwing rocks ain't gonna cut it. But yeah, it's like we all want things for this game, but if possible, just while it's still active, while it's still being updated, try to focus on just enjoying the game while you can, or as it is, right now. Like people who play the game, like the elite players, they just play this game like every week. They're playing the raid, so at reset, I already know right now they're going. They've been through cloning labs a ton. They've been running through raids and OLTs and all that stuff, doing what they got to do, because that's just how they play the game. On Friday nights, they race each other to see who can, clear through the content the fastest. And that's how they have fun. They hang out in group chats and just talk, have fun, vibe, and play their favorite game. And it's like, that was the intent behind making this game. Like, that's what the vision was. Like, a game that people can just play. Like, people that, people will want to play. And it's like, people still want to play the game. It's like, I know there's a ton of stuff we still want for the game, obviously. But as it is, it's like, it's still a solid game. And it's like, that is what I think gets lost in translation more times than not. What's up, Preach? How you doing, man? Yeah, I got your message saying you was having a bit of a rough day today. Hopefully things is turning around for you. Hoping, some of that discomfort eases up on you. It was like playing Gotham Knights last night just reminded me of like why I kind of, like when I was playing it, it's like I enjoyed Gotham Knights, but it's like I was getting the itch to come back to Avengers. And it's like actually playing the content now after playing Avengers so often is like, yeah, it's like no matter how long I stay away from Avengers, I can come right back in and remember everybody's combos, intrinsic moves and all of that stuff. Gotham Knights is like, it's a little less intuitive. It's like, it's kind of weird. And then it's like, with the heroic assault, casual people are really gonna, not have fun. Like, I see a lot of casual players struggling with enjoying that, because if you don't have, like, if you don't remember to, change your mods, and, you don't got great gear on and stuff like that, it's like, you're gonna feel like you punching people with pillows on your fist, and it's like, no, nobody wants that. And like I said, with the Arkham games, that's not really a thing. So Batman hits hard regardless. It's not about gear. It's kind of about skill at that point. So how much you get hit is on you. Like, how good is your counter moves? How good are you at, dodging and stuff like that? Well, not dodging, but just takedowns. That's where, that's what players want. Like, all right, I can deal with getting beat up. I don't want to get beat up because I'm not hitting hard enough because I don't have the best gear. And the only way to make that worse is to, make the best gear, hidden behind a paywall, which obviously this game didn't do. They promised you out the gate they wouldn't do it, and they have maintained that. So you don't have to pay for gear. and you don't have to pay for an advantage when it comes to gear. And that's like the ultimate no with gaming. It's like if I have to spend money to be good, uh, you lost the player, bro. Because I'm out of there. I'm not spending $50 and up to be good in any game. And it's like, games like that is like when you get left behind the meta because of the meta, and you're not, you got to pay to even be included in the meta and stuff. It's like, all right, this is tough. I've been playing and doing Heroic Assault with Deeper Depths. We got like 4 floors left. Yeah, I was playing with Synchro and J-Shock Blast and Slip Shock last night. And, it's, like I said, it's fun chilling and hanging out with them. But, the mode was super repetitive. And again, it's like I just been away too long. And it's like, I don't know. I don't know. I'm still interested to see what else they have up their sleeves, if they have something else up their sleeves. I would be more like, it's weird because it's like we got leaks not too long ago for that game, people showing data files for the game, that suggests Batman is going to be included. Okay, so I'm messing up the vibes. That's my fault. What's up, Q Mr. Rage? Hey, bro, I saw you last night in that Double Toasted stream. I was down laughing. I was chilling in a room watching Double Toasted talk about Obsessed last night. I saw you in there. No. All right, let's do this. Like, I was going to do a video series just showing you guys like how everybody should play in the raid, like what your role should be depending on who you're playing with and stuff like that. But it's like I don't know if people got a lot of interest in that right now. So like if you're Iron Man, like you should have the ability to kind of solo this phase, if you play it the right way. Like we should be able to lean on you. I was cracking up. Yeah, brother. Hey, bro, Martin, Corey, and Billy are some fools, bro. I check them out every time they go live. Yeah, I might have to fly out and go check them out, at one of their live shows one of these days. Or just take a trip down to Texas. Did I get something for that? Yep. I just didn't get an alert for it. So, yeah, do a quick upgrade. And there you go. What about Traversal? They are still working on that update, and they got some fun stuff in store for you, from what I'm hearing. So people like the Hulk, Kate Bishop, Spider-Man. Not Spider-Man, Captain America, Black Panther. The focus is going to be making them faster, more fun. Everybody's getting the update. But the main motivation behind doing this update in general was to make people like Hulk and Captain America and Black Panther feel better, in terms of traversal. And of course, since they're going back, they're going to look at everybody and tweak everybody where it makes sense. So, we should be seeing that, something on that front soon. I'm just not feeling like I'm just not feeling the puzzles, to be honest. Not against puzzles, but I don't know, maybe do them a different way, I guess. Like I said, the puzzles in the raid are fine, like in my opinion. Like I'm cool with it. I don't want to do puzzles in mega hives and stuff like that. I feel like we kind of got too caught up in that loop, but I understand I understand what they were going for. I understand the incentive behind it. Yeah, like seeing how fast I can figure out a quick puzzle is like, I get it. But as somebody who wasn't a fan of some of the puzzle mechanics in like Insomniac Spider-Man, is like, I get what you're saying. Like I took my time on my first playthrough and solved all the puzzles the normal way, but it's like when they added the feature where you can actually skip through that stuff, I was Bro, on a replay, I'm not solving anything. I'm skipping through all of that. We are just gonna breeze and swing around. Like I didn't like, having to play as like Mary Jane and stuff like that. But, like I said, I get the importance of it that it serves to the story, and I get what they were just trying to do. It's a game. Like, you're supposed to try stuff. You're supposed to, just throw stuff out there. Everything isn't going to stick. If it does, great. But if it doesn't, cool. That's, you tried something. So yeah, people are free to feel how they're gonna feel about it. If they didn't try anything, it's like game design would be very, just generic. Like, it wouldn't be as interesting as it is, because so many different studios and teams are trying different things that, no one has ever thought of, or we've never saw before in the game, or you never played in that kind of game before. So it's like, it is what it is. What would be better for Jane's special is when she threw the hammer, it goes into pieces. See, everybody got that idea once you saw the trailer for the movie, but by that time she had already been in development. So it's like, it's not, that's not a simple change. You can't just go back and, make a change like that on the fly, especially when you have to stick to a schedule and you're working to rework events, you're working to do updates for, onboarding and stuff like that, and you got to get ready to start working on some of the stuff that's coming after that. So it's like they have to have a tight schedule that they have to stick to, and you can't just, make vast changes like that on the fly. So it's like, yeah, something like that would be cool, but what we got for her is cool. I feel like her ultimate is different enough. Like, that would have been a cool like twist for like, her assault heroic or something like that, just to give her something different. But as it is, it's fine. Like, I'm not, like I said, I try to give them a bit of grace when it comes to stuff like that, because it's like, I get it. It's far more chaotic and complex, behind the scenes than what we even think of on the outside. So it's like, we might only know about 25% of, what's actually causing some of the problems, or just how hard it can be behind the scenes. And it's like, I respect that, and I try to keep that in mind. I finally got Bucky to 150 today. I've been busy with my job schedule lately. Yeah, and it's like, you could still, get them up to 150 fast if you just hit up the vendors. So yeah, like, as you can see, I'm not calling out, and I don't hear anybody in chat doing any call outs. So I'm assuming Iron Man is dropping down, taking a peek or something, or they're in a party or something. I don't know, but. I'm just raging out with the Hulk, chilling with chat. Bucky was refreshing to me. I love his gun. Yeah, Bucky was definitely something that the game needed at the time, and it's just unfortunate. Like, man, it's like every time something good comes with this game, it's like bad news is right around the corner. So it's like going to the shoe store, and it's like, hey, do you have this shoe in my size? And they're like, yeah, I got 11 and a half. I got a 12, and it fits perfect. And then you put on the other shoe, and it's a 9 and a half. Oh, somebody stole the other shoe, and we have no way of getting the other one. It's like, gosh, like, what is that? Like, it's always that other foot with this game, man. So it's like, it's tough, but that's literally what it is. Every time we get some good news, something on the other side is coming. So, hey, we getting Jane Foster. Yeah, but you're not getting She-Hulk. And it's like, oof, that's tough. Hey, we getting Winter Soldier. Yep, but the game is dying. It's like, damn, like, damn. The excitement never lasts. It never lasts. It's like, those the breaks, I guess. And, it's like, I know we've said in the past, like, doing an Avengers follow-up game at this point would, kind of be impossible given how negative, the perception of the game is. But it's like, they could do it if they wanted to. Objectively, if the marketing is strong enough and you show in all your pre-launch material and trailers and interviews that you actually learned from this, you have a better engine, you have a better understanding of what this game should be, you have a stronger focus on the things that people enjoyed, and you can communicate that effectively, you can have a chance. Like, there's a chance to sway public opinion about this game. I don't think that's highly likely, but it's probable. It's possible, I guess. What's the new Traversal? They're going to be making Traversal changes to the whole roster, but priority was given to like the Hulk, Black Panther, Captain America. Those are the people who needed Traversal changes the most. So like Hulk, his jumping needs some work. His run speed, as you can see, it leaves a lot to be desired, and that's something the team is aware of. But again, they're going back, taking a look at everybody across the board, seeing what they can do to make everyone more fun. Seeing what they can do. But yeah, word on the street is you're going to be hearing some stuff soon from both official and unofficial sources. So Miller, he's supposedly working on another story, and Crystal Dynamics will be speaking, in the future, because they start the year off with a bit of an update. So they just got back in the office not too long ago. They got their first small patch update, rolling out next week, and from there it's just communication time. So it's like, what are we doing with this year? Where are we going? Stuff like that. There's things they can do now that make things more interesting and fun. Yeah, and like I was just telling you guys not too long ago, it's like I'm done barking up that tree, and we lost somebody, but it was just Hawkeye, which sounds bad, but it's like it's fine. Yeah, we'll be fine. We don't need to press any more buttons or anything like that, so we good. Let me do some call outs for these guys. The symbol is H, and now it's fish. Again, I don't hear them, so I don't know if they're in game chat or voice a private chat or something. But hopefully they heard the symbol. Hopefully they're getting it done. If not, we'll see. But like I said, as you can see, like the raid doesn't have to be stressful. Like I'm chilling and talking to chat. Like my Hawk is fine. I'm not worried about dying or anything like that. It's fine, and we're done. So I spent most of the time not talking to the team. And we lost somebody. Networking issues. I know a lot of people who seem to think that people are just quitting missions randomly. They're getting kicked. Those are networking issues. They're not quitting because they don't want to play anymore, or they hated playing with you guys or something like that. More times than not, they are being disconnected from you guys. Tribal 24 with the sub. Thank you for the sub, and thank you for becoming an Avenger. But yeah, just like it's just networking issues, and that's not something the game or the development side can control. Like that's your it's peer to peer. So it's like how my Wi-Fi interacts with your Wi-Fi. If your connection is strong enough, like if you got problems with your towers or something like that, it is what it is. Yeah, Madara, are you still on the team? Let me see. Yep. All right, so. What I miss, just talking about some of the changes that's coming in the Traversal update. So, you're going to see people get faster. You're going to see people jump a little higher, a little farther. Hopefully, you're going to see people like Captain America, Black Panther, and Hulk feel a lot better post Traversal update. That's what I'm hearing the focus was, while exploring where they can make other people more fun, or what makes sense, what changes make sense for other heroes as well. So for the Flyers, of course, you want to go faster, and if possible, you want to not lose, intrinsic while doing so. So hopefully that's something that's definitely on the table. And once they hit, we're definitely going to check it all out on stream. I'll be live, going through everybody's changes, and it's You know, like I said, I'm hearing some interesting things. With the intent of just making the game more fun for players in general. Alright. Let's try to beat this man into the circle. Avengers! Hacker with the sub. Thank you for becoming an Avenger. I was doing No Rest for the Wicked this morning, and as Bucky, and had a Thor player at power level 121. It took too long to beat Monica and had to reload checkpoint, and he left. It was just me, and I finished faster. I mean, people will quit on you. I'm not saying like, you know, every time somebody disconnects, it's, you know, not because, you know, somebody quit. People will quit. But more times than not, especially early into a raid, you know, especially when you're matchmaking, more than likely that person just got disconnected. But I've been seeing a lot of people online misinterpreting that as, oh, this person just quit. People keep quitting. It's like they're not quitting. Their internet quit, or their networking quit, but they themselves didn't quit. What's up, Falcon and the Winter Soldier? How you doing, bro? This is nice. What, the raid? Yeah, the raid is dope, bro. Like, if you're new to the game, okay, I said we lose somebody else, but it's a reminder that you lost somebody. That's all. Like, I don't want to kill these guys, but yep, see, I didn't want to do that. If I wasn't as strong, I would have just knocked them into the circle a bit, or it has a chance to knock them into the circle, but you know, as you can see, I just kind of blasted them. Traversal update. Yep. Traversal is how you get around in the game. So it's how you run, how you jump, you know, and things like that. And after years of complaining, the team has finally found some time and resources to revisit making traversal changes. So, you know, a lot of people are complaining about the Hulk. A lot of people are complaining about Captain America being too slow. A lot of people are complaining about Black Panther needing an intrinsic run, and it's like we're finally at a place where they can make some time to revisit that. A Loki raid would be dope. Yeah, any new raid would be dope. They just would need the amount of personnel and resources to pull something like that off. This raid wasn't cheap. Like this wasn't something they just threw together over a weekend. And it's like, you definitely can't throw this together with a limited team. Like you have to have key people in key places to pull something off like this. Like, there's no jerking around. The cutscenes are polished. They're pristine. A lot of work went into making this, you know what I'm saying, what it is. Networking issues aside, random bugs here and there aside, a lot of time and effort went into making and designing this content. Spider-Man. Imagine going into battle with Red Hulk or Red Skull. Yeah, like Red Skull and like an Exo or something like that with a few new powers and stuff like that, or a bigger Exo would be cool. But yeah, like when you're trying to do damage during the wipe phase as Iron Man, always go rockets. You always want to go rocket spam. You never want to go, you never want to do lasers. Lasers aren't doing the kind of damage you think they are. So rockets are always 100% the way to go. And you'll be able to see it. So like, yeah, I don't know if you guys notice or not. I try to point this out every now and then. If you look at Claw, like, let me take a step back. You can see those. You see those bright yellow cracks forming on them. So the more health you take away from him, the more you'll see those cracks form all the way down. So once you get all the way down to his legs and feet, like you'll know he's pretty much done at that point. And you can tell how much damage you're doing to him as you're hitting him, as you're attacking him during the white phase by, again, how much his body is cracking up by the end of that phase. The update are coming. yeah, more updates are coming. You got a small update rolling out in patch 2.7.2 next week, and then 2.8 will be rolling out sometime after that, which I'm pretty sure they're going to be communicating sometime in the coming weeks. So just give them a minute. They just got back into the office and all of that stuff. So they still having meetings and narrowing down plans and communication strategies and all of that stuff. It is a collaborative effort. So they have to work with Brandon and, development and all of that stuff just to figure out, make sure everybody's on the same page, make sure what they're saying they can do, they can actually do, and making sure that is what's best to do at this time, stuff like that. And again, it's like that just takes, dang, I am killing this stuff too fast. I don't think I have vibranium on. I've been fighting all this time without vibranium. So I'm just beating the hell out of this stuff with no vibranium. That's crazy. Nope, no vibranium. Do I have a payload or something? I don't. Yeah, I don't have anything. Yeah, when they get stuck right there, they're not gonna move. Get out of here. Yeah, there you go. Now you're free. I hit him too hard, he broke. Alright. I now give you permission to die. Yeah, it's like simple stuff like I was hoping to see with like Hulkbuster, like maybe, giving him a few more takedowns, maybe changing his that's why I can't hear anything. I haven't switched over my audio all this time. There we go. So if they were talking, I wouldn't have heard anything, bro. What's up, Eastwood? How you doing, bro? What's the vibes? Alright, let's go beat on this man's ass. Oh, wow. I forgot I had on the ring. Yeah, we didn't get him. That's my fault. I had on the ring and forgot, and I just looked at it and forgot that fast. Oh well. Oh well. What's up, Six Rakage? How you doing? What's up with the Traversal? It's still being worked on. It's planned. Like I said, the intent is to make it fun. The intent is to make people feel better and make them faster, jump a little farther, a little better, stuff like that. But they are indeed working on that, and we should see something or hear something about that within the coming week. Doing good, except I went to the grocery store and came home to a power outage in my neighborhood. Oh man. Do you live near Electro? Because that might explain it. But yeah, that's tough. Hopefully your power gets back on soon. Like I dealt with that a couple times this last year. That sucks. Especially when you want to stream or play the game and stuff. It's like, don't do me like this. Yeah. After stream, I'll probably throw together a video. I got a couple videos planned that I want to talk about because I definitely want to talk about the Suicide Squad stuff more, and just like the effect that live service games are having on the industry and players' perceptions of live service games. As of late, there's a whole conversation there that I look forward to having, and I'm looking forward to hearing you guys' opinions on as well. Like for the people who just chill and hang out, like you just lurk, I definitely appreciate you hanging out, but I always hope to have you guys be a part of the conversation because it's like that's what I started the channel for, just to have a conversation. So it's like, I care what you guys say. Look forward to hearing and seeing your thoughts on different things, how you feel about stuff. So never hesitate to be a part of the conversation or share your opinion or whatever. Don't I'm not advocating for hate speech, but if you like, even if it's a hot take or it's not like popular opinion, Gibson Gamer, what's up, bro? Sorry, didn't catch that. And anybody else who just popped in and said hi or what's up, if I didn't respond to you, my apologies. I probably didn't see it. I'll go to the back. You got Iron Man, bro. I mean, if you want, wait, no, you got Jane. Okay, you got the back. All right, I got you. I mean, we kind of need you, cryo, but I guess I can put on some cryo. Yeah, I think I got some cryo I can put on. Do I have some cryo I can put on? Well, actually, I can apply cryo with the new nanite augments, so that's cool. But I feel like I do have cryo gear that I can throw on. Nah, that's more plasma. This is increased stun damage. Okay, so I know why I kept that. Yeah, bro, I was like, I had so much gear, it's crazy. That's cool. We'll roll as is. Oh, so I see, I was about to say Hulk's, bomb, what is his assault heroic called? Forget. But I was about to say it doesn't disrupt, that phase anymore. But as I can see, I'm wrong. Yep, so Iron Man, he knows what to do. You go into Hulkbuster and you hit him with the EMPs. Bucky objective makes no sense. What do you mean? What objective? You should be good if you hold rage. You will still apply cryo. Yeah, that's what like I said, I got a lot built up. I should be able to get them down. And if I don't, I'm blaming you, June. So you owe me some DoorDash if I can't apply cryo fast enough. June, I swear I'd be about to joke with you about that Doctor Strange stuff, but it's like people took that too serious. It's like I don't want to put you right back into the frying pan with that, bro. Because I told you, I don't know how you didn't think people was gonna take that to heart, bro. Iron Bronx, thank you for becoming an Avenger and subbing, man. Thank you for joining the squad. I always appreciate that. Yeah, let me take off this cornucopia. Alright, man, you down? My fault, bro. Alright, let's do this. Alright, I got some cryo on him. Let's do this. Hit him with the spam, Iron Man. It's all good. Down bad. Yeah, bro. Like you gave them some hope that I don't know where it came from. Like I don't know why they believed it, but it's like that's how bad people want stuff in this game. Like they really wanted Doctor Strange. But people got a bad habit of believing stuff too easily on the internet nowadays. Anyway, though, like those MCU Direct and MCU News channels and profiles and stuff is like they are down tremendous, bro. Like they say anything. They literally saying stuff about movies that's not even scripted or in development yet, and people taking it, eating it up. It's like, bro, you got to be you got to use more discernment than that. But if that's where you at with it, that's where you at with it. I got the Doctor Strange DLC. Can't wait for Wanda next month. Hey, you got that. See, you got the exclusive version of Avengers. Applied cryo with one hit. Yeah, Hulk is crazy. Like, the augments was made for him. Like, look at that. I love the sound of Thor's hammer hitting people. Like, you know, getting hit in the head with that hammer and it's just, you know, binging. It's like, yo. It's like we getting beside ourselves with gaming nowadays. Too many people rooting for the downfall of just games and studios. It's like people are just waiting on something, you know, negative to happen with the game. So like when Gotham Knights, you know, it came out that they only had, you know, 30 FPS, people jumped on that. And it was like, you know, Suicide Squad, oh, they got a battle pass. You know, people jumping on that. It's like, man, bro, like, what are we looking to get out of gaming at this point? Like, are you just looking for the controversy or are you looking for the game? Because it's like the game looks fun, but I don't think people are interested in the game ultimately. Like, obviously there are people who are interested in the game, but a lot of the conversation and discourse switches too easily to just negativity and hate overnight. And it's like, bro, why? Don't play with my Doc Strange like that. Yeah. And it's like, you know, like people were asking me to do a hero concept for Doctor Strange. It's like you don't want that in You don't want Doctor Strange to be like a combination of other heroes already in the game. Like, you want that to be completely new. And it's like, I want that to be something completely new. It's like, can I probably cobble together something like animations and stuff? But it's like, that's too much, bro. Like, it's no. What's up, Creations? What's up, bro? Appreciate you coming through. The echoes after me. Modera, I got you, bro. Give me 1 sec. We killed the clones. They didn't give me the last one. Alright, well, there's no point in dealing with these dudes. If you guys focus on the targeted claw, we can get through this. Right, that's cool. So yeah, for anybody who doesn't know in chat, like when you see those two clones spawn in the elite raid, don't kill them, and you can keep Claw locked into one spot. So where you see his you see the marker above his head, wherever you see that, that's where he is, and you can damage him. He's just invisible. I'm probably down. Yep. Hulk is probably top 3 in terms of my favorites due to his slot 3 and 4 for heroic regain. Yeah, Hulk is a beast now. Like he's perfect. I play with him. He's my best hero in the game now. Like, I gotta get my Thor right again, because it's like my man needs some changes. He needs some changes. Yeah, hopefully he spawn his clones. He's about to spawn some orbs now. Like I don't trip on, you know, the clone him spawning, you know, ads and all of that stuff, because it's like that just gives me a chance to get more orbs. But the clones is like, if we can keep them active and keep them around, we good, because that means he doesn't go anywhere and we can get this over with a lot faster. What's up, Master Jedi? I was actually able to get one of my heroes store to 175 before the power cap increase happened without doing the raid. Still never done the raid, although I did a couple OLTs. Yeah, yeah, a lot of people, you know, just genuinely don't want to play the raid and have avoided it. But like I said, if you go in with an understanding of what to do, and you know, like I said, your heroes are built correctly for the raid and all of that stuff, it's like it doesn't have to be stressful. It doesn't have to be a drain or anything like that. Alright, you guys just focus on the targeted claw. So just get his status up and I'll take care of everybody else. Don't worry about the clones. What's your opinion about using Black Widow? Is she alright to play with? Yeah, Black Widow is literally one of the strongest heroes in this game. Like her pistols go crazy. And her Widow's bite, like you can do some crazy stuff with Black Widow. What's up, Win Chef? How you doing? Oh yeah, it's like Black Widow in terms of damage, she's better than people like Captain America, Kate Bishop, you know, arguably Black Panther to a degree. Like Black Panther, since the buffs, he can do some crazy damage. But you know, like because she has better range than all of that stuff, it's like she's just definitively a little better. All right. There we go. Need one more. No. Oh, come on, man. If I would have got my Assault Heroic back, he would have been done. Instead of getting Bone Shake, if I would have got my Assault Heroic, he would have been done. Ah, that's tough. Nanites definitely was for Hulk, but also Bucky got a rampant assistance sphere piece from the... Yeah, I still got to come across that piece. I haven't been farming for stuff. Like, I haven't been, like, save scumming or nothing like that. I just been... Honestly, 100% honest with you guys, I've been chilling in the harm room. Like, I've been turning on music and just vibing in the harm room. Like, that's my default. Like, when I want to play this game without actually playing the game, I just go in the harm room and vibe. Turn on some music and just vibe out for a bit. And that will be my fix for the week or for the day. Or whatever. Cause it's like, you know, I don't know what's coming next, you know, beyond cloning lab, you know, because it's like we're hoping for patrol mode, but it's like, does that make sense at this point? Because if a game is shutting down, you know, something like patrol mode might not, you know, be the best investment of resources. Because it's never going to change, and if it's not great at launch, you know, it's like that's tough. There we go, twins. What's up, General Kenobi? How you doing? I'm gonna go for a bit. You be safe. Appreciate that Spartan Rage, bro. Appreciate you coming through and hanging out. Have a good stream. Alright, bro. Come on. I need you to go ahead and get up out of here. Alright, there he is. Got that one kind of close. I got him, Jane. I really wish they went for a horde mode on the Quinjet. On the Quinjet. Oh, you mean the helicarrier? Okay. Well, I was confused. Like, what? Quinjet? That's a tight space. But yeah, like I wish they pulled a few more missions from the campaign. 100%. Iron Man needed to use rockets. Would have been over long ago. Yeah, but you know, his damage might not be there, so he might not know how to do the rocket spam. A lot of people don't like doing the rocket spam. It's not easy on your fingers and all of that. What's up, 7-Bit Brian? Just got here. Was there news I missed? You got something on the Traversal update? Just sharing that I have heard some interesting things about the Traversal update. They are looking at making some changes to make things more fun. Like speeding everybody up, of course, but you know, just how certain people move. So like the Hulk, you know, Black Panther, Captain America, you know, just making them more fun, making them faster, making them jump a bit more, you know, where it makes sense, things like that. Those are the expectations we have for the Traversal update, and you know, we should be hearing more on that soon and seeing something on that soon. I don't really need this, but this is actually a good piece. I'm glad I got that. It does a bit for my ranged. I don't really need ranged on this. All right, that's that. But yeah, like I said, I'll break everything down in a actual structured video for you guys. But you know, just wanted to hang out for a bit, chat, you know, let you guys know what was going on. Be on the lookout for it, because yeah, you know, that's going to be a fun update. That's going to be fun because, you know, again, getting around better, smoother, all of that good stuff is always, you know, a plus in a game like this. And they know that, and they finally, you know, dedicated some time and resources towards making that a thing. And the team is working to do that, among other things that haven't been announced, you know, that we'll probably hear more about once we get a blog update or something like that. So, you know, be on the lookout for that. Also be on the lookout for just a round of news in general. So like official news, unofficial news. The conversation will be ramping up in the next few weeks. So be on the lookout for that stuff. As always, you know, I got you covered. I'll throw a video up as soon as it goes, you know, as soon as the information comes across my desk, especially if I'm home right in front of my desk, I'll, you know, do a video or go live or something like that. I always do my best to try to keep you guys updated with whatever I know. And of course, I'll tell you, you know, how to best, you know, accept whatever information comes our way. Like, you know, I don't want to go too far out the gate. I don't want to, you know, be too low on it. Like let's try to ride that middle and take the good where we can get it, and how to objectively view the bad. You know, that's basically what we do here. But like I said, I definitely got more videos coming for you guys and more streams and all of that good stuff. And as always, appreciate you guys hanging out. Appreciate you guys dropping likes. I definitely appreciate the likes. If you haven't already, smash a like. Helps immensely. More than you probably know, more than you probably give it credit for, and it's 100% free. And we'll be back live tomorrow. It's only 2, so I should be able to get a video out today. So expect a video probably sometime between now and 6 p.m. Central Time for me. So I'm gonna get to work on the video. I'm gonna get something to eat, because I woke up this morning, I worked out, you know what I'm saying, and stuff like that. I try to work out in the mornings now and walk and stuff like that, and I'm drinking more water and stuff like that. I'm hitting the weights now. So it's like I'm trying to develop a new set of morning routines and practices, you know, going into the new year. So I'm sticking with that. But now I gotta remember that I do need to actually eat food, so I gotta get some food in me. But we'll be back later today talking about just other stuff with Avengers in general and gaming in general and stuff like that. So be on the lookout for that. But as always, I appreciate you guys beyond words for hanging out with me, sharing your thoughts, dropping a like, subscribing, all of that good stuff. You guys know the vibes, bro. And as always, we gonna keep this Avengers things going until until the lights go out or we get news that the lights are staying on. Whatever happens, we got it locked. Hero Mentor, appreciate you coming through. Modera, I appreciate you hopping in with me. And Craig, blessings, bro. Same to you. And like I said, guys, just try to stay positive. If anything, even if we get the worst case scenario with news, it's not the end of the world, bro. You'll still be able to play this game. Like I've been given assurances of that. You'll still be able to play this game even if development stops, and you'll get even better. They got some other stuff planned in the event that the game stops, in the event that update stops. So PR Psycho, no update. You're getting the update this upcoming Tuesday. So that's patch 2.7.2, which is going to bring some fixes. And, as always, there's going to be unexpected, little things included with patches. So you'll hear more about that from the developers themselves. You might find some of that yourself by playing. And you'll probably hear from Miller, once that patch goes live as well, because he's definitely on the hunt for, some more news. So he's working on the news angle himself. So again, be on the lookout for official news, unofficial news, random news, all of it. Just be on the lookout. Keep your ears to the ground. But yeah, we got some new stuff in the pipeline, definitely. And we'll be exploring that, once we get here. We'll check out the update live. We'll be live watching Miller. We'll keep it live and locked on Miller to see what he's talking about that day. Because I'm pretty sure he's gonna have a stream of tweets flowing. That's what I'm expecting. Or he might hit us over the head with another article. So, who knows? Be on the lookout. But shout out to you guys. Shout out to AJ. Thank you for coming through. Herald of Thunder, appreciate you coming through, bro. Hopping in, doing a raid with me real quick. And as always, like I said, guys, I appreciate you. Love you guys. Peace.